we're building on a decentralized tech stack and a financial stack because it makes sense for us to financially, right? And in a capitalist system, the competitive advantages between businesses are really what makes the difference. And so the question is, well, why is it that businesses building on decentralized primitives can't compete with businesses on centralized ones? Our thesis was, at the time we started working on Beanstalk, and remains, that the high carrying costs on stable coins makes it impossible for businesses building on decentralized primitives to compete with those building on centralized ones. And in particular, the high carrying costs on stable coins comes from the opportunity cost associated with collateral requirements.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need to lock up all this collateral, there's some opportunity cost associated with it. So the people that are minting it now want to lend it out for some minimum rate where for them it's relatively risk-free, particularly if they're doing it on something like Aave, where there's minimal risk for the lenders, and they then collect some sort of some carry on this collateral that they have. But as a business that just wants to use the collateral, use the stable coin, it's very expensive, because the people that are creating the stable coins that have the collateral, they need some sort of minimum rate of return as a result of the opportunity cost. And in short, the high carrying costs on on-chain stable coins, independent of, we haven't even spoken about centralized liquidity versus decentralized liquidity, right? If you say, well, we're only going to use decentralized liquidity like Liquidity has, now you have an even more tighter squeezed on available collateral, because there's very little on-chain decentralized collateral. So you either have to have somewhat centralized collateral where you have a custodian for off-chain value, or if you're limited to on-chain value, there's very little collateral. So if if the goal is to facilitate the adoption of decentralized financial tech stack, the problem seems to be collateral requirements. And businesses clearly don't want something that's as volatile as Bitcoin or Ethereum, particularly to denominate obligations, right? It's very hard to make long-term investments and loans and borrow money denominated in something that's going to go up and down significantly over time. So there's value in stability. There's demand for stability. So once you have demand for stability, now it's a question of carrying costs. And if your stable coins on chain have orders of magnitude higher carrying costs than dollars off chain, businesses building on chain are just not going to be able to compete. Right. That's the core thesis. And again, it's because of collateral issues.